Here's a mystery clock, is what they typically call it. It's a Junghans, possibly mystery clock. What is cool about this clock, what is different about this clock, I was trying to figure out how to adjust the time, and typically on a clock you lower the pendulum bob to slow it down, and you raise the pendulum bob to speed it up. However, let me turn this thing around so you can see what it's doing. If I was to stop the clock from swinging and put it in a certain position, if I can do this on camera.
So when I get home, you're not going to run the furnace on 75.
I have a
74. 72 is what we usually run it on in the wintertime. I know you were chilly.
Sure, I was.
Okay.
If you hold it in a certain position, the actual pendulum bob will start swinging. Let me get out my phone stand. As I was saying, if you hold this in a certain position, this is what's known as a Cowtail pendulum. It'll start swinging on its own. I'm not holding it in that certain position. There you go. So what happens, it's got 2 points on it, one here and one here, and it fits on the stand. There's 2 jewel bushings that you put those points in, and you have to make sure that they're pointed in the right direction. Make sure that they're fit in the right spot. And once you got them fit in the right spot and you give it a swing, it's what makes the Cowtail pendulum go back and forth. Now, to speed up this clock, you have to lower the pendulum bob. To slow it down, you bring up the pendulum bob. And to speed up the clock, you have to actually lower the pendulum bob, which is totally opposite from a normal clock. This cap just pushes on, and then you got the winding stem, the stem that sets the hands, and then you got this winding stem that you wind up the clock with. And so it's pretty cool. It's kind of mesmerizing just to sit here and watch this thing tick back and forth. And as you can see, it's sitting there swinging back and forth. The mystery is the actual movement is swinging back and forth, which causes that Cowtail pendulum to actually make the clock tick. And like I said, to slow this down, you bring the pendulum bob up. And to speed it up, you bring the pendulum bob down. And there's 2 spots. There's actually 1 spot. The pendulum bob itself It's just a novelty thing, and it's screwed on. To adjust it, there's this knob right here. And that's how you raise and lower the pendulum bob. This has got a spring on it. And so as you adjust it, the spring gets tighter or it gets looser. And this right here, like I said, it's got, I guess you would say, some adjustments on it, but it's basically there to hold this round pendulum bob in place. It does have some adjustments, but the main adjustment is this knob right here. And if you turn this enough, the pendulum will actually lock onto this post, maybe for transport, but most people just take the thing off. But you can lock it in place. They're a pretty cool setup.